You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make.
Wow, how do I hope my product changes the world? That is a huge question.
The difference I want to make.
The difference I want to make.
The difference I want to make.
The difference I want to make is to empower farmers to optimize their soil usage by providing a solution for the future of food.
To create a world where you don't have to be lucky enough to receive the opportunities you deserve.
Leveraging our rewards marketplace to empower everyday people to do social good worldwide.
The difference I want to make is to build cleaner communities across the world to increase social and economic opportunities.
The difference I want to make is to ensure previously incarcerated men and women have the opportunity to be connected to resources and employers.
to create a viable economy for local farmers to grow while improving our ecosystems.
The difference I want to make is to provide access to a high-performing, nutritious, and clean feed to fish farming communities across the globe.
To revolutionize supply chains, to make them safe, eco-friendly, and sustainable.
The world where our most vulnerable citizens are not merely surviving, but thriving.
The difference I want to make is to create a world where holistic and integrative health and wellness care is accessible and equitable for women worldwide.
Sensegrass is ready to change the world.
We're ready to create some magic.
I ain't never done it either, so we together.
Born ready.
So what difference do you want to make? How will you have an impact?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Managing Director of Cox Enterprises Social Impact Accelerator, powered by Techstars, Barry Gibbons!
Oh man, this is amazing. How's it going, everybody? My name is Barry Gibbons, and I am the Managing Director for the Cox Enterprises Social Impact Accelerator, powered by Techstars. And welcome to our first in-person demo day. I kind of just want to sit here and bask in like all of your beautiful faces. We got the beautiful sign behind us. This moment has been a long time coming. We've gone through a lot to get here. For those of you that may not know, even though this is our first in-person demo day, this is actually the third class for the Social Impact Program. And so as I was drafting my messaging for today, I kind of got inundated with like 3 years of inspiration. And a couple words kept just blaring out at me: change, endurance, intentionality, focus, courage. So I'm going to take a trip down memory lane so that you all can get a better understanding of why these words are so important for our program. The first class kicked off in 2020 with a bang with 10 amazing companies. We had several ed tech companies, health tech companies, workforce development, college readiness. We even had a company that was turning poop into sustainable energy. But halfway through that program, we were halted by the emergence of COVID-19 pretty abruptly. On Friday, we got the news, and I had to email my founders and tell them they could not come back to the office. So we went from this to this. And it took us a while to figure out the on and off camera thing, so we were still working at this period, but eventually I think we all figured it out. But what was most important is that in that moment, no one cared anymore about what they were building or the problems they were solving. Schools shut down, emails went unanswered, pipelines went dry. Many of their businesses came to a halt instantly. But they persevered, they endured, they kept going. Then shortly after the 2020 class ended, our country was thrusted into a racial awakening due to the murder of George Floyd. So while in the middle of sourcing companies for the 2021 class, we had to take a step back and go to the drawing board and figure out how we wanted to use this platform to make our difference. So we made a huge pivot. We chose to focus our 2021 class on social and racial injustice. Through this shortened cycle, we found some of the most resilient founders and people that I've ever worked with. The dedication it takes to start a technology company in general is immense. But to do it in a vertical that's controversial, you know it's going to be difficult to fundraise, you know it's going to be hard to scale, it takes a level of courage that money just can't buy. So we pulled out all the stops. We brought in then city councilman, now mayor, Andre Dickens, to kick off our virtual, give it up for Mayor Dickens, to kick off our virtual demo day, to talk a little bit about Atlanta's history in civil rights and social justice and how those founders were the future of that movement. Then we had investor Jill Solomon and Dr. Bernice King talk to us about her father's legacy and what this generation's role is for continuing that legacy in voting rights and social justice. But we are all called to do more. These founders did not get the backing from the venture community that they earned and that they deserve. They're not getting the support they need to bring true equality to this industry and to the world. And so we, as a community, we have to do better. We have to be more intentional with our dollars, with our networks, with all of our resources, and put them into the companies that are making a real impact on the future of the world. And still, through all of that, all the things I just mentioned, these founders remained focused. And 19 of these 20 companies are still operational. Between the two classes, they've raised over $13 million in capital. They're doing millions in revenue and making a real difference. And now, today, we're ready to add to the ranks of awesome, impact-focused founders looking to build a better tomorrow. And their journey has been no different. Our move-in date for the program was moved back 3 weeks because Omicron hit right before we were supposed to start program. And so we actually kicked off program virtually for the first 3 weeks. We had to adapt. Once we got into program, we were going great, and then we actually got a couple COVID cases in the program. So we had to adapt again, but we were able to adapt and prevent any spread within the program and continue an in-person program. And now we have made it here today. And you all are in for a real treat as you learn about strengthening our farm ecosystems to creating pipelines to success for the formerly incarcerated and homeless populations and much, much more. I cannot wait for you all to meet these awesome founders that I've had the pleasure of working with for the last 3 months. So we're gonna clap, we're gonna celebrate. When you hear something you like, do not hesitate. We're gonna celebrate all the work that these founders have done, and we're gonna have a great time. But before we kick things off, I want to send a major shout out to our mentors. Many of you are in the room today. Our mentors and speakers, thank you. Our mentors, the speakers, the workshops they do, the founder stories they come and tell, they're truly what separates Techstars from other accelerators. Their dedication to founders is a true testament to our Techstars mantra of give first. So thank you to all the mentors, the speakers from the program team, and the founders. I would also like to say thank you to our global network partners. They not only support our founders during program, but they also give them a lot of great perks. So to AWS, Cooley, Google for Startups, Silicon Valley Bank, and all of our other global network partners, we appreciate your continued support to our founders and the entire Techstars network. Now, it's time for me to get out of, to get out of the way, and it's time for the real show to begin. I'll see you all soon.
This old man is my grandfather. He used to be a farmer, grew crops for the corporates. But sadly, he lost his farm because of the soil toxicity and the low crop yield. Because he didn't have the data that time. He's not alone. Around 550 million farmers have faced the problem every day, and thousands of companies. According to United Nations, our current food system facing 3 important problems: high fertilizer usage, soil degradation, and a huge carbon emission. because we have no idea what's happening under the soil. And we keep spreading fertilizers, wasting a lot of resources. If you see this problem on a scale level, this is such a huge problem. We are not growing sufficient food to feed the entire planet by 2034. And that's me. I'm Lalit Gautam, the co-founder and CEO of Sensegrass, and also a third-generation farmer. After 3 years of extensive R&D and 4 patents, we have designed and built the world's first farm operating system. This farm OS reduced your input cost by 40% and increased your yield by around 22%. Let me show you how. This is a single software system that manages millions of data points in few seconds. We process data from our own patented soil sensor, satellite imagery, climate data, and the user information, and comes together in a single software that increase your yield and reduce your input cost. You can see the single software. You can manage your entire supply chain of your food ecosystem while sitting down in your bedroom or maybe in your office. Our dynamic AI level gives very precise recommendations that saves you huge cost and increase your yield. Our product is not just the only innovative thing in the market. Our business model is equally effective. We charge our clients subscription-based according to the crops and the total area, and we give 6x ROI to our clients. This effective business model helped us to build a great traction in just less than 2 years of time. We're generating early traction, growing hugely, around 32% year by year, month by month, sorry, and also around $2 million sales in the funnel, and some of the notable clients we have in our funnel. The potential of the growth of this industry is huge because we're serving one of the biggest markets. And this market is increasing rapidly because, as I said, the demand of the quality food has been increased in the last few years. We are the team of serial entrepreneurs, 2 successful $1 million exits, over 30 years of experience, and a perfect mix of science, business, and tech. 2 times Forbes 30 under 30 entrepreneurs, MIT 35 under 35 scientists, with some great bunch of mentor and advisor helping us to build this great problem and solving one of the biggest problems on this planet. Today, I invite all of you to join Sensegrass to grow the future of food for our future generation. Thank you.
Hello, Techstars family and friends. I need everybody to think about the feeling that you had the last time you took a bite of your favorite dessert, or maybe the first time you fell in love. Well, that feeling that you get, that's your brain's reward system telling you something is happening that should be repeated and remembered. So why do we only reward stuff like frequent flyer miles? Why don't we also reward impactful acts, like donating blood, food, or tutoring kids? Imagine a world where your favorite brands reward you for being socially conscious. I'm Marcus Allen, CEO of We Chip In. We Chip In is simple. Do good, get stuff. Did you know that in all 50 states, high school students are required to complete customer service hours to graduate? Did you know that 8 out of 10 Gen Zers prefer to spend money with companies whose social values align with their own? Not to mention those same Gen Zers make up $200 billion in buying power, and we all know these days companies can no longer focus on just making profits. We Chip In leverages social good to increase sales and grow audiences. Our reward technology creates an environment where people are always looking to do good. We are tokenizing rewards and impact through our digital currency called chips. Think Amex Rewards for social good. Let me kind of walk you through how it works. You simply create an account, select the causes that matter to you, like education or food insecurity. Our algorithm then matches you to an activity you can complete and begin earning chips. To confirm the action was completed, we've got a built-in verification technology. And you can spend those chips with your favorite brands to get discounts from your favorite brands and exclusive access to concerts and other live experiences. In addition, by completing more actions, you can unlock badges that give you premium member benefits. Our business model is actually pretty simple and it's proven. We get paid a commission every time you spend chips. And our value proposition for our brand partners is that we organically increase customer acquisition and highlight social responsibility. Thus far in Washington, D.C. alone, we've accumulated over 18,000 users for our beta. And we've partnered with some of these great brands for our reward marketplace. We Chip In was founded by the minds behind Broccoli City, one of the few festivals in the world with a joint venture from Live Nation, and the largest festival in the United States for mobilizing people of color with over 150,000 people in person and millions online over the past 10 years. If you're interested, please contact us, and remember, no matter what's going on in the world, you can always chip in. Thank you.
Meet Kim, a busy mom working from home with her husband and daughter. She loves shopping at the farmer's market to get the freshest produce, reduce her carbon footprint, and support the local economy. But she doesn't always have time to go there. Meanwhile, Vicky at Bella Organic Farm is located 1 hour away. She practices no-till and chemical-free methods to build up the soil. Vicky wants to reach more customers like Kim, but doesn't have capacity to take on delivery orders. My name is Chang Ho, co-founder and CEO of Masa, making farmers market shopping simple. Imagine an online platform where you can get fresh produce harvested within 2 days of delivery and 100 miles from where you live at a touch of a button. Now it's possible. Kim can shop the farmers market at the comfort of her home and place an order within minutes. Vicky automatically receives her order summary at the weekly deadline on Wednesday and start harvesting on Friday. On Saturday, after Vicky and other farmers drop off products at our fulfillment station, Masa coordinators use our internal app to get orders ready for delivery. And with Rody as our last mile logistic partner, orders are delivered to customers' doorsteps within a few hours. So by the time Kim receives her order at 1 p.m. on Saturday, the produce is fresh, like she just picked them up from the farmer's market. And Vicky can focus on farming while serving more customers. Masa is a hyper-local e-commerce platform. We charge $9.99 per delivery with no minimum and no subscription. With our market trial run, we have gained 650 paying customers. Thank you. The most enthusiastic customers spend $450 on average per year. And this led to $230,000 in gross sales to date. And better yet, most of our marketing campaign was flyers on the streets and word of mouth. And it's only the beginning. US local farm food sales was an estimated $20 billion in 2021. Online grocery sales surged during the pandemic, hitting $96 billion in 2020 and are projected to double by 2024. I'm joined by Chang Shaba, our co-founder and chief customer officer. Our mission is to create an economy for local farmers to grow profits and rebuild our ecosystems. Our expertise in customer development and e-commerce operations is crucial to drive Masa to the next level of growth. If you're an investor excited about bringing Masa to more homes around the world, drop us a line at hi@masafresh.com. And happy Earth Day. Thank you.
I want to take you all on the journey of Ashley. Now, she's a part of our homeless population, but she just qualified for an amazing apartment. and she got her dream job offer. She was also approved for several federal programs to help her get back on her feet. But there's just one problem. Ashley does not have access to ID. And this is a problem that the unhoused are faced with every single day. Chronic homelessness is a major problem in our nation, with over 500,000 people experiencing homelessness on any given night. And lack of ID is one of the largest problems that this population faces. Without ID, the unhoused cannot get access to food stamps, housing, jobs, and so much more. This is truly an epidemic of lack. My name is India Hayes. I'm the CEO and co-founder of MiniCity, and it is my life's passion to address this epidemic. MiniCity is a compassionate tech solution that helps streamline the admin process to obtain legal forms of ID and life-critical benefits for needy citizens and those that assist them. But we actually found out during the pandemic that ID is not enough. To really ensure someone is thriving in society, you must connect them to next steps and government benefits and resources offered by corporations and cities and more. This all ensures a citizen is really thriving in our society. I'm happy to announce during Techstars, we were able to do just that. MiniCity is bringing internet connectivity and banking solutions to our nation's most vulnerable citizens. We have partnerships with Comcast and Capway Banking. We're in over 20 locations across Georgia. We've empowered over 100 caseworkers with our software solution, and I'm proud to say we have assisted thousands of homeless citizens on their path to success. So those same citizens, they can visit any of our partner locations, and they can easily apply for next steps and internet connectivity and solutions and resources to help them get back on their feet, all with our software. We currently charge community-based organizations $100 to $200 to obtain our software, as well as monthly recurring fees for location and staff usage. This is a $200 billion market that is being set aside to address the needs of the unhoused. And with MiniCity's hyper-focus on rapid rehousing and data and tools for the needy, we can target $16 billion of this market. Enterprise corporations right now are struggling to tap into this market. In the words of the VP of Startup Partnerships for Comcast, we're unaware of any tool like MiniCity that can offer us the insights to help us reach the broadest benefits-eligible market as possible. This is our phenomenal and diverse team. We are PhD and patent holders. We have backgrounds in GovTech and engineering and social impact. But the one thing that holds us all together is a desire to uplift our nation's most vulnerable citizens. Thank you so much for listening today. I look forward to hearing more from you and also sharing with you how we're using tech, compassion, and care to uplift and shed light on our nation's most vulnerable citizens. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here today. Meet Shelby, a 32-year-old account specialist. At age 15, her best friend passed away. At 20, she had her first heartbreak. At 25, she buried her father. And at 28, she miscarried. Shelby is referred to a therapist to care for her grief and anxiety, but she's been experiencing migraines, high blood pressure, respiratory issues, and emotional eating. Going through traumatic experiences like this, even if just one, is draining and will weigh you down. Your body keeps score of this trauma and will slowly break down if unhealed. The problem is that the current healthcare landscape is fragmented and only sees her trauma as a mental issue, when data shows it affects both the mind and the body. All of Shelby's symptoms stem from her traumatic experiences. But today, there's not a blueprint to tackle the physical, emotional, spiritual, or psychological harm with a holistic, collaborative approach. Now, these women have wellness. We have developed a holistic and integrative collaborative care model that connects the mind, body, and soul for women's trauma healing and well-being journey. Our care model includes integrated physicians, naturopathic doctors, specialized therapists, and an array of complementary wellness practitioners. To start, we have built a sacred space community where she can begin her care today, which includes a resource library of content, care sessions, both recorded and live, group coaching, and Q&A sessions with our practitioners. We make her care simple to access from the comfort of her home via our web-based platform. And this is the future of wellness, our mobile app for whole being health and wellness care, a place where practitioners collaborate on care and integrate all their expertise to help women on their healing journey. To date, we have created a pipeline of 100+ practitioners. We have over 1,500 women in our community ready today to start their wellness journey. And in 10 days' time, are promoting our very first I Am Wellness Experiential Summit. We had over 200 women register for our summit. And as a result, I am proud to say we received our first paid customer. A memorable quote from the summit: "I love this. I didn't know I had such a place to go." Well, now she does. We have also established organizational partnerships with the Academy of Integrative Health and Medicine and Bastyr University. There are 170 million women in the US. Of these women, 1 out of 2 will go through a traumatic experience or a circumstance. We're developing wellness for these women. This gives us a $3.74 billion opportunity based on women choosing our $44 monthly subscription. That is $3 billion, just a very, very small chunk of the women's market that is estimated to be worth $47.9 billion by 2027. My amazing team consists of 5 members and 2 advisors with more than 50 years of experience in the health and wellness space. Shout out to Wellness. I am Jennifer Shakai Johnson, and I'm a wellness myself. I created wellness after the unexpected passing of my 15-year-old son, Christian, while on my healing grief journey. I couldn't sleep, and I had really, really bad panic attacks. I started to experience broken heart syndrome. It really is a real thing, which led to a leaky heart valve. I needed more than mental health care, and I searched for wellness care that nurtured my mind, body, and soul. So I started to learn about holistic and integrative care, and I saw the power in it. I wanted women of all diversities to have equitable access to it. So I surveyed, interviewed, held focus groups with women. I learned we were all going through something traumatic, and we were all searching and seeking for healing. So I created wellness. Wellness is what I needed on my journey.
and I still need today. Belonging, connection, and empathy. I'm creating this for the everyday woman who needs this too. I want to pay homage to my son, Christian, for his 3 years passing anniversary will be tomorrow. To honor him, you heard him on the guitar as I walked on stage. We all got a piece of Christian today. Let's change the landscape of healthcare. Come join me on this wellness revolution to create holistic and integrative care for women. I am wellness. You are wellness. We are wellness.
Wow. This is about all I got. Show over, isn't it? What a start to the show. That's only half the companies. And because they were so awesome, I know that investors need time to get your notes together, email some of the people, send over some, contact the founders. So in order to give you all time to do that, I'm going to take a quick break and put a spotlight on our fantastic partner, Cox Enterprises. Your support, I'm going to look down at you all as I see you all sitting in the front row. Your support and sponsorship for the Techstars programs has been a huge piece of the growth in the entire Atlanta tech ecosystem. Your dedication to not just Techstars, but to all the programs that you support should serve as a blueprint to every other corporation in the city. And I'm sure my friends at Engage, Startup Runway, and Endeavor would agree. I pray that you continue your forward-thinking attitude about how to keep Atlanta at the forefront of innovation. None of this would be possible without you all. Now, I'd like to specifically call out Mari, Kim, Brian, and Jordan from Cox. Give them a round of applause. You all give so much to these founders, from helping me with selection to mentoring, making introductions, holding one-on-ones. Whenever they need you from this class and all the classes, you guys are there. Thank you for this support, and most importantly, thank you all for always jumping on board and supporting all of my crazy ideas. I have a lot of them. I know it's kind of an inside joke, but I have a lot of crazy ideas. So now, with that being said, I would like to introduce to the stage Jill Campbell, the President and Chief People and Operations Officer at Cox Enterprises.
Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for having me, and special shout out to my Cox peeps spread throughout the thing. So I want to start by thanking Barry and Hannah and everyone who is involved in today and making this a reality. With so many things impacted by this pandemic, this is the first time that we've been able to host this event in person, and I'm delighted to get to be here to share it with you. As much as I'm a supporter of new ways of working and connecting with others, there's something to be said for a group of people coming together in the real world to learn from one another, grow ideas, and of course, just celebrate successes. And these companies here tonight, well, they have a lot to be proud of. A lot of startups applied to join this group, and in the end, we only chose these 10. That means we see something really special in each one of them. We at Cox believe that the future lies with companies like these who are dedicated to building a profitable business by solving environmental and societal issues. Each one has the possibility of not only being a successful business, but of making a real and lasting impact in the world. It's really important that we support these new ideas, but it's also important that they happen right here in Atlanta. We've had 90 different companies go through our programs and Techstar Atlanta programs, and of those, almost 50% are still based in Atlanta. These are all thriving businesses that have already collectively raised more than $118 million, and with every year, they continue to grow and develop. It's important to us at Cox that these businesses do well. The purpose of our company, the real reason why we exist, is to empower people to build a better future for the next generation. And we're working toward this in so many ways. Most recently, we launched our goal to empower 34 million people to live more prosperous lives by 2034. Now, if that sounds a bit ambitious to you, that's because it is. But problems don't go away on their own, right? It takes time, effort, resources, and most importantly of all, passion. It's passion to believe in what you're doing and know that you're on the right path. And I think you'll see tonight that these companies are fueled by passion for what they're doing. So I want to congratulate each one of them and all that they have already accomplished and will in the future. They have come so far, and they have the potential to do so much more. I think you're going to see that tonight. So thanks for joining us. It's going to be a great show. Next up, you're going to hear from Roy Scott. He is the CEO of Healthy Hip Hop. Roy is going to share how his company's been doing since he went through the Social Impact Program in 2020. So Roy, take it away. Thank you, everybody.
Run up a check and I save it. 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 I gotta make a deposit. Mama take me to the bank. Talking return on investments. I do not care what you
Hey. Yeah. My name is Roy Scott. I am founder and CEO of Healthy Hip Hop. We are building an urban Disney, infusing hip hop culture with innovative technology, education, and positive attributes. Now, I want to take you on a journey to where this all started. See this guy in the middle? That was me once upon a time. What was I thinking? As a kid, I was heavily influenced by hip hop, and I didn't understand the importance of education. So after graduating high school, I decided instead of going to college that I was going to be a rapper. Maybe not the smartest decision, but on that journey, I had my wake-up call when I was picking up my son, Justice, from school. And I noticed him repeating my music word for word. These lyrics promoted drugs, violence, and misogyny. That was my light bulb moment. I knew if I wanted to continue pursuing this dream, and more importantly, be the man and father I need to be for justice in my family, I'm gonna have to completely change my direction and my message. And this is when Healthy Hip Hop was born. Taking my talents as a writer, producer, and performer and using that to uplift children. Organically growing the brand, we've done more than 1,500 live events, reaching hundreds of thousands of children. Tested the market, proven the concept, and evolved to a tech company so we can meet our growing demand. And this is right when we started Techstars, launching our online platform for educators, allowing them access to our content and educational resources that they live stream directly to their smartboard to encourage focus and engagement and bring culture to the classroom. Now, we started picking up big traction, onboarding schools, corporate partners, and then, bam, COVID hit. We were part of the inaugural 2020 cohort. And so at this moment, I talked to Barry, and Barry's like, listen, you have to find a way to turn this adversity into your advantage. And that's just what we did. Went back to the drawing board with a new look, a new feel, and a new direct-to-consumer model for Healthy Hip Hop. Still using the online platform for educators, but now launching our mobile application, which is a Spotify meets TikTok in a curated environment for children, allowing parents to stream the music and empowering kids to create custom TikTok videos, but in a much safer environment for children and families. Shortly after that, schools started opening back up. We did multiple paid pilots and secured our biggest contract to date with the Dallas Independent School District for $1.5 million. We also just secured our pre-seed round, $4 million, with a lead investment from Collab Capital. And we were backed from Google for the Google for Black Founders Fund as well. Yeah, all right, come on, clap it up for a G. So our team is led by experts in the music industry, corporate and educational sales, software engineering, but most importantly is our love, passion, and commitment for what we do. And with our investment from Collab Capital came some human capital. We just brought on Lecrae as our strategic growth partner. He's a Grammy Award-winning hip-hop artist right here out of Atlanta. Hip-hop is the most consumed and influential genre of music in the world and is generating billions of dollars in revenue. Healthy hip-hop will be the trailblazers in the children's hip-hop market. Join us as we transform a generation through music, mindfulness, and motivation. Healthy hip-hop is for the children, for the culture. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Hannah Turner and I am the Investment Associate for the Techstars Social Impact Program. Thanks. Before we move on to the last 5 companies, I'd like to highlight the amazing associates who worked with the founders during the program.
It's really cool to see some of these people come in here as social impact founders, and they're really doing all of the hard work of saving the world.
We're not only trying to make an impact on society, but are also trying to build a very viable business.
I come from a background in social impact. Really brought my heart to a full circle to understand that Techstars is a company that are strong when it comes to making intentional change.
So I assist the founders on their fundraising journey.
I make sure that a lot of relationships are managed between the different mentors and the founders.
I help people to determine what it is they're looking for inside their head and then get it out on the paper.
We ensure the process of fundraising is seamless as possible.
I hope they all get funding and continue to the next step.
It was just amazing to see those founders really start to move and walk into their purpose with their actual solution.
I think they're doing such valuable and important work, and for me to be a small part of that is so personally rewarding to me.
It's interesting to see how they're doing that using technology, common business practices, and they're doing it different from a lot of other people, and it's great to work with great founders.
This awesome team gave the program energy and made it so much fun. I'll miss working with them, and I know that the founders will too. Please join me in thanking them for all their hard work. All right, and now let's move on to the last 5 companies.
Limitless. What a powerful word. And in fact, my name in Sanskrit means limitless. But for the majority of my career, I felt the complete opposite. I felt limited. What you see is me, a South Asian female engineer working in oil and gas. But what you can't see is how alone, confused, and isolated I felt for being an only. And I was made aware of it through micro and macroaggressions. To survive in such a harsh industry, I needed support. I needed mentors and sponsors. But with very few people to relate to and no formal structure, I ended up empty-handed. And so, I left. Unfortunately, my story is a relatable one. 60% of individuals face the limitations of not having a support system in their career. And there are financial implications too. Businesses feel that pain when they experience attrition, costing 30% of each hired salary and up to 6 months to backfill. The issue is resources like mentorship and sponsorship is held behind social capital. You just need to be lucky enough. And running formal programs takes an enormous amount of emails, forms, spreadsheets, and manual chaos to pull it off. I'm Ashima, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Dreamy, where we break down the social barriers to equitable career development. We've alleviated hundreds of hours of manual work and lack of infrastructure through our platform. Dreamy is built with empathy, where we have automated program planning, matching and scheduling logistics, and most importantly, powerful analytics. Our superpower is our ability to scale curated programs while maintaining high match satisfaction and engagement. The beauty is that our platform is flexible enough to power corporations, universities, and entrepreneurship programs. So let's see it in action. Meet Leticia, an actual user on our platform who has been working at her retail job for 3 years and is looking to gain project management skills. With Dreamy, all she has to do is fill out a curated matching quiz, get matched to a dedicated and trained mentor, and schedule a session in 3 clicks. Connie, the program manager, didn't have to lift a finger to administer the program because it's all taken care of by the Dreamy magic. Best of all, our pricing is easy and predictable, consisting of a one-time setup fee and recurring monthly cost. In 6 months, we are proud to have locked down 16 paid pilots, 90% match satisfaction, hitting 55% month-over-month ARR growth. Behind the numbers are real people. Some of our mentees and mentors are first-generation college students, refugees, military veterans, and single parents seeking the resources to create a better career. We're targeting a $7.5 billion learning and development market in the US alone, especially with the Great Resignation still in effect. This would not be possible without a hungry and resilient team who knows the pain point up front. I'm joined by Karthik, an ex-military veteran and engineer, and Jasmine, a front-end engineer who has pivoted from social work, who is proof of what the right resources can do for someone's career. We are ready than ever to spread the magic of Dreamy to your organization and prove that together we are limitless. Thank you.
$20 billion. That's the value of goods like sneakers and T-shirts detained in US ports, seized by customs because they may have been produced by forced labor in places like China. 43 million. That's the number of people reportedly in forced and bonded labor in manufacturing supply chains, because let's face it, exploitation can drive profits. And 1 minute, a child is sold into slavery every 60 seconds. Sustainability is no longer a trend, it's a business imperative. Abusive human rights and climate practices in supply chains can crush a company's revenues, ramp up costs, and hammer stock prices. So how do companies assess these risks today? Well, they do it using Excel spreadsheets and outdated information. That's why 50% of factory compliance audits in places like Asia are reportedly falsified. We have an information problem in global supply chains. It's costing billions of dollars, and it's harming millions of human lives. My name is Jag Gill, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Virtru Technologies. At Virtru, our mission is to make global supply chains more resilient, more ethical, helping protect millions of vulnerable workers and the climate against abuse. So how do we do this? By gathering huge amounts of data, 10 million data points and growing from hundreds of different sources, like shipping records, social media alerts, government databases, grassroots factory worker surveys, and combining them so independently this information doesn't mean much. But when we stitch it together, when we link it using our AI and machine learning models, we can tell a detailed story in seconds on environmental, social, and governance issues. And our approach is so unique that 2 weeks ago, after 18 months of work, we were awarded a United States patent. So meet Stephanie. She's based in New York like me. She's in charge of manufacturing sneakers at a global athleisure retailer in New York, whose brand promise to its customers is around ethical practices. She manages 250 factories every day, making 20 million products a year with materials coming from countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, China, India. Using Virtru's dashboard, she knows at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning the precise status of her suppliers. Whether there's been a factory fire the day before harming workers, whether women workers were on strike because of unpaid wages, or whether COVID-19 has impacted a local community. Before Virtru, this information was invisible to her across complex and fragmented supply chains, and so by automating data collection, the manual effort needed is zero. The trust in our analysis is high, our insights are granular, and in real time compared to other comparable solutions. So we have 3 legs to our revenue model: software licensing, data licensing, and analytics, and each of these revenue streams can grow to the hundreds of millions of dollars a year. And with ESG exploding in terms of assets reaching 50 trillion in the next few years, and a tsunami of climate and human rights legislation in the US and Europe, the market for ESG-related tech is in the billions. Today, our platform tracks 250,000, 250,000 facilities in real time, and it's growing by the day. We have early revenue from early adopters and industry leaders, and funding from folks like the European Commission and the UK government for our work. My co-founder and I come from decades of experience in tech. We both met at MIT, and we have a global team of mission-driven engineers and sustainability experts. We'd be thrilled to connect with you, investors, folks in corporate sustainability, to share more about our important work. And I can be reached on the email on the screen. Thank you so much.
So look, at some point, you've all tried to sell or give away a piece of furniture. So you did the logical thing and posted it online, only to quickly realize you needed 1,000 photos and you get bombarded with non-serious customer messages. And if you did happen to find an interested buyer, you couldn't really figure out who handles delivery. It's a total nightmare. So you decide to do something good instead and just donate it. They'll pick it up for free. But by the time you get in touch with a charitable organization, you learn that their pickup schedule is booked for weeks. At this point, you're frustrated and just want it out. Now imagine that one piece of furniture was 5 or 10. At this point, it stops being a fun graphic and you start to get overwhelmed and desperate to get this stuff out. And that's exactly why we see images like this. Furniture dumped on the side of the road or left on the curb. I know I've seen it because I took this photo in my community of South Philadelphia. When you're going through a clunky, time-consuming process like this, you're left with a lack of resources, which makes junk removal the only viable option. And according to the EPA, that leads to over 12 million tons of furniture that ends up in landfills each year in the US alone. So to put that in perspective, that's over 80 miles worth of couches. And if you're familiar with Atlanta, that's 16 miles longer than I-285. And most people don't realize we're overspending on these disposal services by about $9 billion annually. My name is Josh Mastromato. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Rego, and we are the hassle-free way to sell, donate, and responsibly dispose of furniture. So we take this really complicated, time-consuming process and simplify it to just one step. All you have to do is snap a photo of your furniture, and we connect it with the best potential buyers, charitable organizations, and disposal services. So once you take the photo, your job is done. We're just alerting you once your furniture is sold, getting donated, or disposal quotes are received. And you get one easy-to-use dashboard to check in whenever you want. But the real magic here is that you're getting your time back because our technology is handling all the moving pieces for you, the payments, communication, and logistics, so you don't have to do anything. And what's great about this model is that we're able to make money both off the sale and the transportation of furniture. And on our platform in our starting market of Philadelphia, there's been an over 90% chance that your furniture will end up in the hands of someone who wants it. That's allowed us in this short time to already divert over 50,000 pounds of furniture away from landfills and off our streets. It's also helped us establish partnerships with some of the top charitable organizations throughout Philadelphia, and now we're getting ready to kick off our pilot here in Atlanta. And we're attacking this problem better than everyone else. So similar to how Uber didn't need to own vehicles, Airbnb didn't need to own homes, we're the only player in the $16 billion secondhand furniture market that handles this many moving pieces. We never take ownership of the furniture, we don't require warehousing, and we don't need our own vehicles. And we're the best team to do it. My co-founder, Brandon, specializes in automation, API development, system integration, and architecture. And my specialty is in logistics, operations, and sales. I don't usually like to be this humble, but I think you could tell who's smart here. So if you'd like to connect with us further, use the QR code on screen to pre-sign up on our new website, or you can simply visit regoapp.io, or you can contact us at info@regoapp.io. Thank you.
I'm Andre Perret, and I'm the founder and CEO of Conconnect. The person you're going to see on the screen is also me, but that's the old me, and today I want to tell you his story. So what a lot of you won't believe is, after doing 5.5 years in a New York State prison, what was harder than that was actually getting released from prison. Getting released with $40 and a bus ticket to a shelter. I want to tell you what that looked like. It took me 3 months to find a job that was cleaning toilets in a local gym, 6 months to find a nonprofit, and 278 days bouncing around New York City shelters that were disgusting. 60% of individuals out of the 650,000 men and women that come home a year in the USA are going to go through my problem. 30% are going to remain unemployed, and 54% are going to go back to the prison within the first year. The United States of America says that this issue is from a lack of resources. With 300,000 national nonprofits tackling this problem, I believe that that's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of ways to get to these resources. The best thing about the 272 days for me in that shelter was LinkedIn. Came across this platform. All of you know it's a network for professionals to get connected. Who needs more connections than a formerly incarcerated man or woman? With that, I came across Conconnect, the first professional social networking platform for formerly incarcerated men and women. Today, I want to show you how simple it is. More importantly, I want to show you the future of re-entering society after prison nationwide for formerly incarcerated men and women. There's no more paper and pen. There's no more going to parole and getting more paper and pen in the folder. You now will get on Conconnect, get onboarded within less than 60 seconds, go through a quick questionnaire, and as you can see, you have over 270 jobs and resources nationwide for you to get connected to. That's re-entry done right. Today, we're a lot bigger than this, LinkedIn for formerly incarcerated individuals. We're now software streamlining re-entry operations for over 300,000 nonprofits nationwide. We're a platform that can help 4.5 million employers that actively hire formerly incarcerated individuals tap into untapped talent. And our business model is simple. We charge $125 per job post and $500 for 5 job posts. We charge $200 a month for nonprofits to use our premium services. Today, we've been able to acquire 5,000 formerly incarcerated people within 17 different states, connect 902 of them to different services, and acquire over 500 nonprofits nationwide. We've also been featured in CNN, Business Journal, News 12, and Medium. And with that traction, I'd like to tell you that we've acquired $300,000 towards our pre-seed financing round from Atlanta investors Overline Venture Capital. What a lot of you won't know is that 1/3 of the US population is formerly incarcerated. It means 1/3 of people have had handcuffs pulled on them. There's 4 million employers that are actively hiring in this space, and over 300,000 nonprofits that work with formerly incarcerated people nationwide. I'm Andre Pitt, I'm the founder and CEO of Conconnect. Daniel Justiano is the director of Second Chance Hiring. Together we have over 15 years in state prison and 16 years battling reentry nationwide. We have experience, passion, and understanding, and we are the ones to tackle this problem. If you have an interest in connecting with us, helping us get forward in our mission, please reach out to us at founders@conconnect.com. Thank you.
Over 3 billion people are affected by fish and seafood every day, whether they eat it as their primary source of protein or rely on it for employment. With our population projected to grow another 2 billion by 2050, the demand for farmed fish is predicted to increase from 80 to 155 million tons. Yet shockingly, fish farmers are finding it hard to meet demand because they can spend up to 70% in production cost on feeding the fish we enjoy, which is simply unsustainable. With crop prices at levels unseen in years, higher fuel prices at the pump, and depleting resources of fish meal and fish oil in the wild, fish farmers cannot escape the rising prices of fish food. If this trend continues, you may soon have trouble finding your favorite fish and seafood on the menu. I'm Akisi Stokes, CEO and co-founder of Wonder Grubs, where we help farmers feed fish smarter. Leveraging automation and IoT, we convert mealworms into an insect feed that can be produced cheaper, plus faster, and more sustainably to save farmers money and time and reduce waste streams. Our process is simple and easy. We grow mealworm protein and process it into a high-value insect feed in our proprietary shipping containers. Then fish farmers order feed from our platform for direct shipment or in-person pickup at our facility. We then tap into data insights from the farmer's feed journey to inform smart mealworm protein production. Our B2B model targets mid-sized fish farmers producing up to 2,000 fish or 15,000 pounds on a 1 to 2 acre farm within a 50-mile radius of the city of Atlanta. Through our platform, farmers can subscribe to different feed plans, gain data insights on feed performance, and purchase feed on demand. Our next rollout will feature our tech-enabled shipping container that fish farmers can lease for on-site, real-time feed production. Since joining Techstars, we have activated 5 farm pilots with a 25% month-over-month growth rate. We've also secured a wait list of 41 farmers with an estimated $1.2 million in potential revenue. And one of our pilots just recently converted into an annual subscription in just 3 short months. We are currently focused on the $10 to $13 million opportunity the Georgia fish feed market presents within the $65 billion North American fish feed industry. And folks, Globally, the fish feed market is projected to reach $171 billion by 2026. Our team, myself and Kareem Nelson, co-founder, and our dynamic partners have a combined 15+ years in aquaculture and aquaponics farming, over 30 in information technology, more than 5 in water conservation, and another 20 in marketing. We look forward to connecting with investors who want to transform the aquaculture industry to create healthier ecosystems by making fish feed accessible, affordable, and sustainable. Thank you.
What an incredible night. I am Mari Wolf with Cox Enterprises, and I have had the extreme honor and privilege of working with these 10 companies for the past 3 months. And I hope you feel just as inspired as I do by all they have done and all they will continue to do. But tonight and these companies and all of their progress would not have been possible if it weren't for 2 incredible leaders who I want to take a moment to thank tonight. Hannah Turner and Barry Givens are the ones who have kept this program running. Hannah is the absolute glue who jumped into this program, having had incredible experience with our Atlanta program. She keeps the trains running. She quite literally and figuratively makes sure our founders show up, makes sure Barry shows up, and keeps our stakeholders engaged. She provides that mentorship, that coaching, that sisterly push that we all need every once in a while. And she's just been an incredible part of our leadership team. Let's hear from her. And Barry holds a very special place in my heart. He and I started on this journey 3 years ago when this was really a pipe dream, and he has been our managing director for the first 3 classes. We could not have been in better hands to help us think outside the box, to really push the envelope, to set a higher bar for us at Cox and for the Techstars team. He recruited an amazing inaugural class. You heard from Roy earlier, and he helped pivot that class during COVID, which was no small feat. He then led us through a dedicated class to solving social and racial injustices. That was just an incredible turning point, and we could not have thanked him more for the amazing leadership he provided. And now this class is truly exceptional, and we want to thank them again. So I'd like to bring Barry and Hannah to the stage. I hope they are up here. So thank you. Their leadership has inspired me. I know it has inspired the rest of the Cox team. And Barry has...
Over here.
We're not quite done yet with you tonight because Barry has some big news. So we will give you the floor and turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. Back out here again. Thank you, Mari, for your kind words. As we bring this amazing, can we give it up one more time for the founders? Oh my God. I've been in their shoes a lot of times in my past, and this is not an easy thing to do. And so I have a couple more special announcements and a couple special guests that I'm going to bring to the stage as we close. But I mentioned earlier that one of the themes that kept coming to me with my founders was change. And with the first announcement, it's pretty bittersweet. But today I'm announcing that this is my last run as the managing director for the social impact class. Wasn't expecting that one, but I respect it. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. It makes me feel good that I got a boo at that point. During my time here, we have built one of the most amazing and diverse portfolios. The founders are fantastic. They're truly changing the world, and I could not have asked for more out of this experience. The difference that I set to make every single day is to bring equity and parity to the innovation economy, particularly for the Black community. And so as I transition from this role, I'll be going full force and full throttle into that mission by focusing solely on my role as one of 3 managing partners at my fund, Collab Capital. Thank you. So as I bid my farewell today, I would also like to say that I am not going very far. I personally and truly believe that Techstars is one of very few organizations that is built to actually put a dent in the diversity problem in technology for all underrepresented people. Come on, clicker, don't quit on me now. Doing so well. And so, with saying that, I will be behind and in full support of the next managing director as he continues to build on the legacy that we have built with the Impact Program. And so now, without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to the new managing director for the Cox Social Impact Program, powered by Techstars, Tim Dorr.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim Dorr. As you may have heard, I'm the new managing director of Techstars Atlanta in partnership with Cox Enterprises, taking over for Dave Payne. But as Barry just mentioned, I'm now also managing director for Cox Enterprises Social Impacts Accelerator, powered by Techstars. So both Barry and Dave have given me some huge shoes to fill, and on top of that, I got 2 pairs to fill. It's going to be a big challenge, but I'm really looking forward to it, particularly with getting going with the next Techstars Atlanta class this summer and the next Social Impact class in January of next year. For me, personally, this is a dream role. I've gotten so much out of the Atlanta startup community, and this is my chance to start giving back in a direct and impactful way. And through Cox Social Impact, I have the opportunity to expand that impact to underrepresented groups, underserved communities, environmental sustainability. When Rob Foreman and I joined Kyle Porter back in 2013 to work on Sales Loft as co-founders, Kyle had actually just come back from Techstars Boulder. And I got to see firsthand the transformative effect that Techstars has on founders. And I'm excited to be a part of that and help out the next generation of founders coming out of Techstars Atlanta and Cox Social Impact. I also want to say a huge thanks to Cox. Their whole team has been a tremendous help with getting me up to speed, getting me plugged into the resources that they provided the programs. And while I was interviewing, I actually got a really clear, consistent message from everyone at Cox that they want one thing. They want to help support and grow the Atlanta startup ecosystem. I'm incredibly grateful to have them as an amazing partner. This summer, I'll be opening up applications for the next Cox Social Impact class and to find the next group of startups solving important problems in the world. And I always appreciate having a head start, so my email is up there if you want to send me any founders and startups my way. Lastly, I've been working pretty closely with Barry for the last couple of months. I've watched him pour his heart and soul into these founders and helping them grow and succeed. It's the work that he's done with Techstars. It's been so meaningful and impactful, and I know he's going to continue to be a force for good in Atlanta for many years to come. So please join me in thanking him one last time. And lastly, we have one last special guest. I'd like to introduce Maël Gavet, the CEO of Techstars.
God, I feel a little emotional. I feel emotional because Atlanta is a very special place for me. The first time I came to the United States, the first city I landed was Atlanta. I didn't speak English at the time. The first fried chicken I had in Atlanta, it was at a coffee place called Buzzy Bee. Does that, yeah? And then the first rib I had in Atlanta, which was at a place called Fat Matt. Okay, so I can see you know what I'm talking about. So for me, Atlanta has always been a very, very special place, full of promises and full of dreams being realized. I feel a little emotional as well because now that I look at what the city has become and how many amazing companies have came to this place, from Microsoft to Airbnb and many others. How many unicorns have now been born and raised in this place, like MailChimp or Calendly. I think this place is full of wonders and full of miracles, of amazing companies. I feel emotional because Cox has been an amazing partner, and I'm looking at you right here. We've been working with you guys for 6 years, and it's been amazing. And we have felt every step of the way that you welcomed us in your city, a city that you care so much about, day in and day out. And so I feel very emotional to be right now in front of you to thank you for everything you've done to help us and welcome us in this city. I feel very emotional because Barry is leaving. Barry, can I call you back on stage? He didn't know I was going to call him, so come on here. I feel emotional because that man has done so much for Techstars here and so much for Atlanta, and I am a little sad that he's leaving, but I've been told that he will stay close, so.
I will. I'm not going too far.
Good. You're not moving, right? You're staying here.
Okay, I'm right here. She's still my boss right now, so I guess
for about and I feel very emotional because of the 10 startups that I've just listened to. Startups which I have no doubt are going to change the world. They're already doing that. I have the best job in the world. I've told that to our Cox partner about 2 hours ago, because what I get to do, what I get to see every day is amazing people. I call them magicians who basically look at problems in the world and are like, you know what? I'm going to make the impossible possible. I'm going to change that thing that everybody is telling me can't be solved, that probably dozens, hundreds, thousands, millions of people I've tried to solve, and I'm going to solve it. And if that's not magic, I don't know what is. And so I'd like to bring back on stage the 10 magicians that we looked at today.
Come on, y'all.
Don't be shy.
Come
on
back on stage. Come on, Hannah, Mari.
Magician number 1. Magician number 2. Come on board. Come on. There's more. These are the people who are changing every single aspect of our world and truly making it better. And so I feel so lucky that you gave us the opportunity to help you. We are here for you. We have these things that we call Techstars for Life. Look, there's even more magician than I expected.
New magicians.
We call that Techstars for Life. I know that Cox feels the same way. Like, we are both there to help you along your journey because you're going to make the world such a better place. And so thanks for working so hard and being so magical. Thank you.
Woo! All righty. Thank you so much, Mael, for the kind words and the remarks, and for joining us this evening. You know, it's not every day that we get the CEO of Techstars to come to a demo day. So thank you so much for joining us. And I'm really excited for what Mael has in store. She's making a lot of great changes at Techstars, and I was really sincere earlier when I said the changes that Techstars is making. This is an entity that can really put a dent and make an impact in diversity in this space. But the beverages are probably chilled and cold by now, and I'm pretty sure all the founders have like wiring instructions in their pockets, and they're ready to talk to some investors. So we're gonna close this thing out, and there's a QR code, hopefully, behind me, that you all can scan. And this whole thing is about Give First and helping founders like Mael just mentioned. And so not just Techstars, not just Cox, but every single person in this room has something to offer these founders. And so if there's any way that you think you can help, an introduction, an investor, a customer, whatever it may be, you can scan this QR code, follow the companies, and they'll be now I need my script. Man, I get all the way to the end. I was doing so well. They'll be notified that you can help them, and then they can reach out to you after you sign up. So now let's give another round of applause to these amazing, amazing, amazing founders. Let's stand up this time. Let's give them all the love we have. And I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting these founders today. And this now concludes our 2022 Social Impact Demo Day. Thank you. Oh, and the rooftop has free drinks, so everybody can start making their way up to the rooftop. We're gonna take some pictures, y'all. Yeah. Stay here, y'all. Jack. I don't know, we haven't figured it out. I'm gonna get my mic back real quick. Tim, you're supposed to come back, man. I called you out there.
Oh, sorry. It's really hard.